Hello everyone. I've been posting some pictures on my blog, stampwithyou.com, and about watercoloring technique that I recently started to do, and I was hoping to share the technique with you on a video so you could see exactly what I was doing. Bear with me. I'm somewhat new at making the videos, so let's get started. So I know that we don't like these videos too long. So I'm using the Floral Essence stamp set. The image I'm using is right here. It's when you're using the watercolor technique, you want to get something that's outlined in the black and you can color in. So that's the one I'm using. Have it right here. You want to stamp it with a very light color of your stamping pad. I chose gray granite, and you want to stamp off once and then stamp. I'm stamping on watercolor paper right here, and I hope you could see how very light this came out, and that's perfect. That's what we want. Okay, put that aside. We're not using gray granite anymore right this second. I'm going to be coloring the flower itself with Poppy Parade. So we're going to use our aqua painter. And let me get a tissue in here. You want to just have a little bit of water on the tip. You don't want it dripping. And what you want to do is just first wet inside the stamp lines here. I'm going to take a couple of petals at a time. See how I'm just wetting around inside the line of the large petal. And right now, I am just going to wet these two so we could take it one step at a time. So Poppy Parade we're going to use. And what I like to do is take a block. I don't like to squeeze it on the ink pad. I take the block, acrylic block, stamp it on a couple of times. And that's how I take out the paint that I need on the aqua brush. So right now I am going to squeeze a little onto the paintbrush. I don't want it too dark on my first attempt here. I'm going to wet that around, and then I'm going to go in here and color inside the petals. Now see how the water is flowing? That's what we want. And magically, I think because of the ink, it doesn't really flow outside the line of the stamping image. So again, I'm going to color the two that I already brushed wet. Believe me, when this is all done, it's going to look really, really awesome. Now, you might think, no, I'm not a painter. This is not going to come out good. Promise it will. So now that I've got my coloring, my lighter coloring, I am going into, and I'm going to just concentrate on one area to get my aqua paint to tip, have a darker area. And I'm going to go over, see I have too much water there because it's leaking in. What I want is a more concentrated ink on the tip. Just going to make some of the lines that were originally there on the stamp. And I'm going to come into the sides of the petals and outline a bit there just to pick up some shading. Really, there's no rhyme or reason to this. You do the coloring with your ink to your own liking. And you have to use watercolor paper. Did I mention that? This is the watercolor paper. You have to use that. All right, I'm going to stop with that because I don't want to get it too, but I like to have some definition there. All right, I'm going to try just putting water down and see where that brings us. I'm squeezing out a little water. And you could keep going back if you decide that it doesn't look the way you want it to look. See, that kind of opens up a little lightness to the flower, or perhaps I thought I had too much. Perhaps I thought I had too much water on it, and that it kind of blended all together. Okay, so that's how you do it, really. You're gonna go again. We're going to paint with water only, with your aqua painter. And I got a little on there. That's okay though, that's okay. We're all painting this flower the same color. I'm probably didn't clean the brush as much, but that's okay. The idea is we want to get it wet so that we're going to come in again, and it helps give you that watercolor look because you have a layer of water down there. All right, so you're going to color. It's getting a little hard for me to see the lines as I paint here, but that's the idea. I hope my head's not popping in. That's the idea of the no line watercoloring. You stamp it down very light, so by the time you get done finished with your watercolors, which is actually your stamping ink pad, you could also use your refills for this if you wanted. That's more concentrated. I like to water it down a little. And there's another one. I'm not going to spend the whole time doing the whole flower, but I had some requests to show the technique. See, I didn't water the flower with this. And let's see if it makes a difference. I didn't take the aqua painter with just the water. And let me see if it really made a difference. I don't think so. I think it does help draw the water a little further when it has some more. See, now I just dropped a big chunk of water down there, which is okay. You get the different effects by the amount of water you're putting. I'm going to go to a little more concentrated ink here and put it on the tip. I'm just going to try to get some darker lines in here. And I know that's not looking really great right now, but believe me, when you put it all together, it comes out very nicely. See, this is one that I posted on my blog earlier, and someone did request that I show the technique. So I hope this technique gets you started anyway, and as I improve on my videos, I will improve on my skills of how to show tutorials for the projects that I do. So I used the Mango Melody in the middle. I used the Granny Apple Green on the leaves, which I stamped directly onto watercolor paper. This is watercolor paper. I fussy cut the flowers out. This flower is the one that you can use with the Floral Essence Punch. And I popped them up on dimensionals because I felt that was going to give it a lot of depth. So I hope you got an idea anyway of how to get started with if you wanted to try that watercoloring technique. Like I say, I really loved it. I've been wanting to try it, and I thought, no way. But you know what? I think they came out pretty good. Okay, so I'll talk to you soon and see you soon, and thanks for watching. Bye.